Colleen Ballinger has been off the internet and remained silent since she released her ukulele video, leaving it to JoJo Siwa and her family to publicly defend her online. As we recently saw on Howie Mandel's podcast, JoJo Siwa said everything that had come out about Colleen was based on lies, and she faced massive backlash for sticking by her 36-year-old BFF. And now it's her family's turn to defend her, as her brother and sister-in-law are speaking out about the current situation, and they're talking about their other sibling as well who has faced allegations, Trent, which is not something any of the members of the family have discussed until right now. Colleen's brother Christopher has a family channel called Ballinger Family where him and his wife Jessica vlog their 6 kids. And in the comments of their most recent vlog is where this all went down. In the video, they had gone to JoJo Siwa's party that she was throwing for the premiere of the show that she's on right now called Special Forces. She's been doing a ton of promo for it, and that's why she has been doing so many podcasts recently and so many interviews, is because she is on Special Forces. That's the whole reason why she went on Howie Mandel. And of course, because she defended Colleen so publicly, she's in the good graces of this family. So it was no surprise that they were invited to her party celebrating the first episode of the show coming out. Now, in the comment section of their most recent vlog where they went to the party, someone had commented saying, "Yikes, JoJo, hope James isn't there. I'm just so disappointed. I've been watching your videos since Parker was little and I just can't support this behavior of being surrounded by people who are problematic. Makes me sad." They ended up commenting and said, "It is sad to me how caught up people get in online gossip. JoJo is a lovely person. She has a huge heart, a dedication to bringing joy to others, and an absolutely brilliant mind. James wasn't there. I haven't seen him in years, but I wish him well. We have entered into a new sad era where it is more profitable to complain about and destroy other humans than to lift them up. The best quote I have heard about this experience is, 'If you have a problem with me, call me. If you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me.' Instead of being concerned about all the people supporting JoJo, perhaps consider that they know her on a human level rather than parasocial opinions. I do see that you are upset about all of things you now believe about strangers, so I do applaud your decision to unsubscribe. Our intention is to provide a happy space, and if this isn't that for you, then I'm glad you are aware of that and have made that boundary for yourself. I do really encourage you to look at your engagement with gossip culture with the same scrutiny though. It is likely having a more negative impact on you than you seem to realize. Thank you for all the years of support." One viewer continued to talk about JoJo's association with James and then continued to talk about James's history online. It led this fan to ultimately be upset that this has been the most interaction that they've had with the Ballinger family in the comment section, and that it had to be over something like this and not because they've supported them for years and bought their merchandise and that's how they were getting acknowledged. They were just upset that this was how they were being acknowledged in a post where they felt they were getting eaten alive. Ballinger family ended up responding to them saying, "I don't want you to feel like you were getting eaten alive. I think people are just disagreeing with you. If anyone attacks you, I will delete their comments. I don't have any idea what James has apologized for because I don't get involved in that stuff because I have seen how exaggerated and extreme it can all be, mostly for other people to generate clickbait and attention. But all I'm hearing from you is that he's apologized multiple times for something and now JoJo is friends with him. That sounds like a very normal human response. We should all aim to be more forgiving as a society." Now, this was all going down under the same one comment that I read to you guys earlier, where someone was upset seeing that they were at JoJo's party. And they were receiving some positivity in this thread. Obviously, it's going to be mixed in there. It's on their channel. There's going to be people there that do support them. And so to one of the comments that they got that were on the more positive side, they wrote, "Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I think the issue is that public figures really can't add to a discussion nowadays without being dragged relentlessly through the mud and attacked for every association they have. Thank you for the discussion and your insights." And now this leads us into this final comment that seems to be at the very end of this entire thread. Okay, and this is where things just get weird. I don't know why they've suddenly decided to talk about this and to talk about it in the comment section of their video as a reply. It just feels really interesting that this is how they're choosing to address this, as it's really serious and it sounds like they know it's serious, but the way they're addressing it is so unserious. Like I said, This is under the comments of someone upset that they went to a JoJo Siwa party, and now they're going to be talking about accusations against their brother. Now, this is a really long thread, as I've obviously read other things that they have said in the same thread about JoJo's party, and that's obviously led the conversation to go in other directions. And it sounds like someone might have brought up their brother Trent, but I cannot find who they were replying to at all. I feel like the person might have deleted their comment because none of the other ones match up to the context of what their reply is. But the reason why I believe that their answer is about their brother Trent is because in their reply, they mentioned Ollie, and there was a fan, Ollie Oliver, who had come out with their story about when they were a fan of the Ballinger family and they had interacted with Trent. So it would make sense, given the context of everything in this, that they are talking about him. Now, Trent isn't a YouTuber like his other siblings, but he has been featured in their videos before. And when everything was coming out about Colleen earlier this year, Trent had also been accused of inappropriate behavior. Like I said, former fan Oliver had come out with their story interacting with Trent with message receipts of having talked to Trent and things that Trent had said. And this is the first the family is discussing it because Colleen didn't mention anything about this in her ukulele song, but Ballinger family in the comment section of this video commented and said, "I absolutely support anyone with incriminating info to bring it to authorities. There is personal nuance as to his level of developmental delay, which he has always kept private, but it is much more than is known publicly, and I feel awful for sharing even that. But he's not someone that I have had contact with or will have my kids have contact with since learning about his behavior several months ago." We also discussed with the kids at their varying levels of understanding and asked if they ever experienced similar with him, which they had not. So yes, I think anyone with evidence of any crimes should of course bring it to authorities and be investigated appropriately. I personally do not have that evidence, but from what has been shared, I can still use an abundance of personal caution with my kids and make choices accordingly. I am sad for Ollie, who has always been a sweet, genuine person who shouldn't have had that emotional burden at that age. I mean, this statement just kind of has me speechless a little bit because this is something that just feels really like they swept it under the rug with them saying that they're sad for Ollie and said that they never should have had that emotional burden put on them at that age. Like, is that an apology, or is this supposed to be closure? And is this also their hidden warning to other people to not talk to Trent? Like, if they're saying that they personally feel like they don't want their own children to be interacting with him and they're not on speaking terms with him, but this family has publicly put him on the internet and they know how close they've been with fans. Like, Jessica has apparently been in group chats, Colleen's been in group chats. You guys aren't going to issue some sort of warning to not talk to him since you guys have put him on your channels and you know that your fans know who he is. The whole thing is just so weird to me. I'm also just speechless at them starting this off by trying to like make an excuse or justify the behavior in some sort of way by saying that there's a developmental delay. Like, I know nobody wants to talk about uncomfortable things that are going on in your family, but if you know something bad and you know that you have fans and your fans could be affected by it, I feel like you owe it to them to talk to them about it or warn them about it. Like I said, this whole thing is just really strange for them to be writing about in the comment section of a random video of theirs. It feels really serious, the topic, and for it to be so casual is just honestly uncomfortable. But this is what the Ballinger family had to say about the situation going on in their family and their thoughts and feelings about the internet as well. I know there's been some talks about whether or not people feel like Colleen will try to make an appearance online again before the end of the year, and a lot of those people feeling like she shouldn't come back ever. And I don't think that she'll be coming back this year if I had to predict, but if she was going to come back, I think that she would wait until the new year, thinking that people will have moved on by then or something. But I don't think people will be forgetting what has come out. And with the way that JoJo recently got a lot of backlash for defending her. I think that she knows that the internet won't be welcoming her back with open arms. And the only reason I think that she would try to come back at all at some point in time is because literally everyone always comes back. It's just how it's been. It's how history has gone, and I think it will repeat itself with her trying to make her way back. But I certainly want to know what you guys think about that and what her family had to say in regards to all of this in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.